Let's have a look at this. Super juicy. It's actually quite hot. Give the crackling a taste. Hey everyone. Today we're going to be cooking up, well, not today, in a couple of days actually, we're going to be cooking up this delicious piece of pork belly. It's 2 days before the cook, so for now I'm going to score it up so we get some nice crackling going, and then we're going to be covering it in a decent whack of salt as well. So let's get started. Now, oh hang on, let's wait for the cat. Alright, now that that's all scored up, it's time for the salt. And I'm going to be adding a lot more than both you and I think. The idea is here to really draw out all of the excess moisture. Okay, and now I'm going to rub that in. Get in between those cracks. Try not to lose too much on my hands. Don't worry about how much salt that is on there. We're actually going to wipe that off, the majority of it, just before we do the cook, so it's not going to be too salty to taste. Next step, I'm going to transfer this onto a tray that we've pulled out from our fridge. There we go. So that's going to go back into the fridge uncovered, so we can allow for as much moisture to come out just through contact with the air in the fridge as possible. We have done this before, don't worry, it's not going to smell out your fridge too much, or at all really. So completely fine to do that. And by doing all of these steps, you can make sure you've got the best chance of having some great crackling. Let's go. So today's Friday, that pork is going to sit in the fridge for 2 days, and we're going to cook that up for dinner on Sunday night. Right, we'll see you then when it's time for cook. We'll see you then when it's time for the cook. We'll see you then when it's time for the cook. Bye. Hey everyone, okay, it is cook day. The first thing we're going to need to do is remove some of this excess salt from the skin that's been helping make sure things crisp up, but if we left it on there, it's a bit much salt. So just got some paper towel, brushing that aside. Okay. On this side, I'm going to be adding some of the rub. Again, we've got the Butcher's Axe brand. We don't actually have a pork specific rub, but the beef one tasted pretty good to me. It's got some brown sugar and spices in there that I think will go well with the pork anyway, so why not give it a go? Pat that in a little bit. Flip it. And on this side, I'm going to be adding some olive oil and just a touch more salt. And there we go. Time to head out to the Weber. Okay, time to set up our indirect method to cook the pork. Time to put the lid on and let this heat up for about 5 minutes. Okie doke. Barbecue's heated up to about 220 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to take the lid off, pop the pork in, and we're going to cook that until it's reached an internal temperature of about 75 degrees and it's nice and crispy on top. Alrighty, The pork's been cooking for about an hour and a half and it's now rested for 10 minutes. So it's time to crack this open and see how it went. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. As you heard, really crispy crackling, and it looks like the inside is still nice and juicy. Okay, let's have a look at this. Super juicy, actually quite hot. The crackling and taste. Really crunchy and salty. Now let's try the meat. Good. So it's yeah, it's still got a lot of moisture in there, soft, flavoursome, really happy. So as you can see, all of that prep we put into the crackling, patting it, making sure it was really well salted and scoring it really well was really important for making sure the crackling was good. So we're gonna have this tonight with some salad and some roast potatoes for dinner. I hope you enjoyed watching us make the roast pork in the Weber. Please give it a go yourself, it's super easy. And don't forget, if you liked this video, like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.